Greetings and welcome to the SCP review. Not streamer, I need to stop saying that. I used to say SCP stream regularly, but anytime you put stream after P, well, you know. I am Director Arketer of BUCKO Labs, which is typically the case, as you all presumably know. And if you don't already know that, welcome, stranger. Stay a while. Greetings in chat to Manic Idiot, The Haven Hand, K. Shull, Ganning, Brain Shatter, Nutty Rodent, and anyone else who's just lurking in the background, judging me silently. It's okay. I'm prepared for it. And, go piss in your own face, that one person. You know who you are. You surely know. Greetings, Assassin the Grey, who's definitely not that person. Glad you all could make it. I hope you're all about to have a fantastic Thanksgiving where, for some reason, you didn't have it early for whatever reason, because I know a lot of families tend to schedule things earlier than later due to scheduling conflicts and so on. Touching you. No. Yeah, correct. Judge me extremely loudly from chat. Touching is right out. I love to meet new people at precisely this distance. If any of you are here in the chat watching the show, hoping that one day you'll get the opportunity to touch me, don't do that. Honestly, it kind of creeps me out. I mean, you can, well, more importantly, much more importantly, it will never happen. Never in a million years. It's a dead end. You should move on. But you're welcome to watch and participate. We have, I've got 2 SPs lined up, following a general Thanksgiving theme, starting with the worst Cornucopia that was ever in existence, most precisely for the fact that it's some poor bastard who basically got cursed by extra-dimensional entities. That meant, well, presumably, but just didn't really understand Thanksgiving as a concept. Wait. Oh, greetings in chat. Snoopy SN100. Congratulations on arriving from the kitchen. I hope everything's going well in there and smoothly with the least amount of stress. We have a raffle. This is quite possibly the last raffle for a while. This is the last key I have available at present, but it's a really good key. We're raffling off SCP Secret Files. I'll be playing the trailer for that after we finish this first SCP. And if you have your own requests for an SCP to read in the time available, please have your numbers ready. Because I will go to the next one I have lined up if there are no requests. But if there are requests, I'll do that instead. Because that's the... Yes, it's Thanksgiving. The Turkey Day. And generally an excellent reminder to be grateful, which I think it's a good thing to do, regardless of the nation you're in. And if you don't have Thanksgiving, you should adopt it because it's a great idea. America had a great idea there. Unless, of course, you believe the people who insist that it's somehow celebrating the oppression of Indigenous Peoples Day, which is complete bullshit. But we don't need to dwell on that. Greetings in chat to Spectre pound 799. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Yes, and well, in my case, we're operating off of the Blair generator, which is powered entirely by the spitting corpse of George Orwell, or as they were actually called, Eric Blair. That thing powers basically all Arketer Labs facilities, and we have to waste a significant portion of the energy just to keep things from going nuclear. Figuratively, it's no actual nuclear. Look, moving on with the SCP-3307. I've done this one before. You might even remember it, but it's relevant, so we're doing it again. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures, SCP-3307 is to be contained in a standard humanoid containment cell, currently in Site-17. The containment chamber for SCP-3307 is modified to allow for transport and disposal of produced materials through a garbage chute installed on a wall. In order to limit production of unwanted materials, personnel are to avoid line of sight with SCP-3307 when outside of a testing environment If transportation is necessary, SCP-3307 must be rendered unconscious or otherwise made unable to detect the presence of any personnel interacting with it. Food items produced by SCP-3307 outside of testing environment are to be confiscated and destroyed immediately. You're heavily paraphrasing. Suffice to say, you'll be better off front-loading protein rather than carbs. There's no ascension involved. It's just properly balanced diet, which we've been badly lied to for most of our lives, at least as Americans. Okay, moving on. Description: SCP-3307, formerly known as Agent J. Crumpet, is a human male, roughly 32 years of age. SCP-3307 has no abnormal outward characteristics, is physically healthy. However, when the presence of any other human, SCP-3307 will begin to produce food or drink inside its body, which is expelled by vomiting or defecation. The food forms in the stomach via an unknown process and travels up the esophagus or down the intestines, depending on the type of material created. This process does not cause SCP-3307 any physical distress, as SCP-3307's internal organs appear to be able to expand to allow harmless transport of materials, but can cause significant psychological distress, as SCP-3307 experiences trouble breathing while expelling food through the mouth. Since recovered, SCP-3307 has not felt the need to eat and has been unable to stomach any food it has been given. It's a most unfortunate SCP. Oh, well, we're up to 13 likes already. I have once again, predictably, completely forgotten to see about installing confetti launchers, so yay! This stream is already a success. Thank you all, most sincerely. And greetings in chat to Malice and JTRW. You've already made this stream a success, and I very much appreciate it. We'll get through the rest of this SCP file, and then we'll see about introducing you to the game that's available for raffle. Perhaps this high turnout means that it'll be competition. And if there's a significant amount of competition, I'm thinking I might compete myself, although with the usual rule, I must win 2 rolls by illnesses. So, in any case, moving on. Food items produced by SCP-3307 are edible and have roughly the same nutritional value as a normal food item would. SCP-3307 is able to produce virtually any food or combination of foods. The type of food or drink created appears to depend on the individual SCP-3307 has been exposed to, and is almost always identified by the individual as a comfort food or favorite food. Solid food items are expelled through the mouth, or anus in some instances. Liquid food items are most often expelled in a manner similar to urination. Very similar, I presume. Due to the method by which food and drink items are produced, most individuals report feeling disgusted by the process and will not willingly consume produced items. If exposed to multiple individuals at the same time, food production will begin in order of which individual was perceived first. SCP-3307 was recovered following a field mission on 11/23 redacted date, during which 46 members of MTF-3090 angle grinders were exposed to a Class 2 spatial anomaly. Agent J. Crumpet was, for approximately 30 minutes, missing in action, having reportedly lost contact with the rest of his team after approximately 30 minutes. Missing in action, was for 30 minutes, after being pulled into the spatial anomaly. Right. Following this, Agent Crumpet was ejected unharmed, along with what appears to be a decorative plastic cornucopia, which has since been confiscated after recovery of Agent Crumpet and subsequent discovery and anomalous effects. Agent Crumpet was designated SCP-3307 and contained, which means that this SCP was entirely deemed just a Foundation employee who had a really, really bad day. Just a really, really bad day. And if your favorite dish is a lamb vindaloo, that it would be best if you stayed away from SCP-3307, who is having a bad enough time as it is. Greetings in chat. The British are coming. I said it earlier, but I had to prepare, so I wasn't going to go anywhere quite then. The talking turkey smells, something's familiar in the oven. We'll just click the testing log real quick. Date 3/13, redacted year, personnel tested D14892 and 873. Note, D14892 was equipped with a cellular phone modified to only receive text messages from Dr. Renaud, who was observing the security camera placed in SCP-3307's containment chamber. SCP-3307 was initially unwilling to cooperate and suffered mild psychological distress during and following the interview. A beginning log. D-Class 1 and D-Class 2 enter 3307's containment chamber. 3307 is sitting at a table with 2 plates, 2 glasses, and cutlery. 3307 has closed its eyes and covered its ears. D1 says, "So we having lunch? Who's this guy?" "Beats me, I didn't see any..." A message delivered to D2. "Hold on, they're sending me something." Message reads, "Approach SCP-3307, make sure it hears you." D2 conveys this message to D1. D1. "Okay, then. Hey, you hear us?" SCP-3307 shaking its head. "Shit, God fucking..." SCP-3307 begins to dry heave. D1 and 2 back away quickly. "What the fuck, you okay, man?" "No, you fucking jackasses, I'm..." SCP-3307 expels a small amount of mashed potatoes onto one of the plates and begins to leak gravy from his nostrils. I've seen no reason to call him it. Quite frankly, his luck has been bad enough as it is. Both of these are extremely runny due to coming in contact with saliva and mucus from SCP-3307. D1. "Oh god, what the hell? What is that shit?" 3307 continues to expel mashed potatoes for 1 minute before abruptly straightening up. "Mashed fucking potatoes." Points angrily at D2. "This is your goddamn favorite food. What else?" "What are you talking about?" SCP-3307 loudly. "What else is your favorite food? I can feel it." SCP-3307 straightens up again. "My grandma used to make mashed potatoes and we'd have them with chicken legs." SCP-3307 begins to defecate 2 fried chicken legs, taking roughly 1 minute to complete. Following this, it places the chicken legs on the same plate as the mashed potatoes. D1. "What the fuck, let us out of here?" "What the fuck are you buzzing here with?" Dr. Raynard, via text message, "Please remain calm. Return to the table and wait until SCP-3307 has finished expelling food." SCP-3307 expels cherry cola into the first glass and gestures to D1. "Alright, you're next. Let's get this over with. What is it?" D1. "Cookie, cake, and beer?" "This isn't going to end well." And he begins to dry heave. Greetings in chat to Dragonath Firesoul. Notably, by the way, if there's someone who wanted to join in on reading these, it's a possibility. You have access to the server and the audio quality is halfway decent. Just let me know to check the green room and then pull you in. Okay. Oh, fuck no. Over the course of the next 3 minutes, SCP-3307 vomits a large slice of cookie cake, which is crumpled and covered with icing, and produces beer from its nose. These are placed onto the other plate and into the second cup respectively. D1 and 2 begin to panic, but calm down once the process has completed. There is a short pause. "What the fuck happened to you?" SCP-3307 gestures the food items on the plates. "Whenever I see or hear someone, this happens. Bon fucking appetit!" "Why, that's fucked up." "I was on a mission, and I slipped up. Ended up falling up in some kind of rip in space. A few minutes later, here I am, no idea how this happened. All I remember is seeing something in some sort of fucked up alien way. I think it meant to give us some sort of gift. Happy Thanksgiving, I guess." There's a pause. "They don't expect us to eat this shit, do they?" In log. Afterwards, following this, D1 and D2 were allowed to leave the containment chamber. Both were emotionally distressed and were suspicious of any food given to them for roughly 2 days. Further interviews regarding SCP-3307's perception of its intended purpose may take place in the future. Food items created during the duration of the test were disposed of by use of the garbage chute. You know, the good news here, though, is that if society collapses and people start starving, well, SCP-3307 could save some lives. I mean, if you're starving, you might be able to overlook where the food's coming from. I think most people could, if they had to. In fact, I think it's kind of part of the plan. And it beats eating bugs. Greetings in chat to Bishop. Any commentary on this particular SCP? It is absolutely Thanksgiving appropriate. Again, apparently, he, well, you know, I have a suspicion he fell through some sort of a rip that sucked him in. Did you remember Nightmare Before Christmas? You had Halloween Town, you had Christmas Town, the holiday doors. You ever wonder what happened if you went to the Thanksgiving door? I think Agent Crumpet knows. Look, Malice, if you want to eat the bugs, you're welcome to. I'm not going to say anyone should not eat the bugs. If they want to eat the bugs, I've just questioned their judgment in doing so. Meanwhile, I think I've made everyone a moderator. You have wrenches. Don't use them for anything. Thank you very much. And you're welcome for that visual. Moving on, the game we're raffling off. It's a good one. It is possibly one of the best, and that's why I might opt for it as well. But this wasn't just provided to me for me. It's to raffle off to you as well. It just might be one of the more competitive ones.
What you're about to witness is top secret information of the Foundation.
Since this is my first real SCP project, you got any advice for me?
Keep your head clear and follow orders. I hope it works out for you, Carl. Good luck.
Close eye. Imagine.
It is critical that we find that black box. We need to know what happened at Pony Station.
What the hell is going on here?
What are you, Carl?
Sorry?
What are you, Carl?
Earthquake warning! Magnitude 6.2! A massive earthquake is hitting our town!
Jason Carter is a death row inmate. D503 heard the call, but then he encountered an incident.
SCP-239 is now a ticking time bomb. She could go off at any moment.
When you feel scared, just close your eyes. What the hell is that?
Where is the black box?
Looks like something bad happened here.
I'm Carl Eston. This is way beyond anything I imagined.
If you encounter an anomaly, run, because that's the only thing you can do. Welcome to the Foundation, rookies.
Looks like a good one, doesn't it? I think so, anyway. That is the game. If you want in, just ideally tag me in chat. Gray, Assassin the Grey has basically given you the instructions right there. But so long as you're sure that I know that you want in on the raffle, and I can DM you a Steam key. Oh, greetings, Karen Poyar. You've already have a rich, but recognize the name. I suppose it's been changed at some point. Still, that's basically an endorsement of the game. You know what, I'm going to join in as well under Haven. In my case, for me to win, I'll have to win both roles. If you want in on this, I just need to let me know, and I need a means by which I can send you the Steam key should you win. JTRW is in as well. Very good. Anyone else before we move on? Notably, I've completed the previous SCP, so if there's an SCP you would like read, now's an excellent time to suggest one. Otherwise, I'm just going to move on to the next one that's vaguely Thanksgiving related. DM you the details. No. The details are you let me know in chat that you want to enter the raffle for the game, and then I generate a random number for you, and if it's the highest, you win. And then I see about getting the Steam key to you. That's how it works. I'm not DMing anyone until they've won, and then I DM the key. So please tag me in chat to indicate that you want to join the raffle. Again, at Director Arketer. Pretty straightforward. It's the same as other people have placed. So far, we have Haven, myself, and JTRW competing for, yeah, it's done. It's complete chaos. Again, he's running out of work. Background cosmic radiation will determine who wins. It could not be more fair in its complete lack of bias. Except against me, who has to win 2 rolls of everyone else in order to possibly win this particular prize. And I do need to be tagged to let you know you're in, because a lot of people say things like, I'll play along and so on, but with what? There's a lot to play along with here that is not necessarily this raffle. In any case, if you have an SCP review request, please do get your numbers ready. I feel very sad for Agent Crumpet, but at the bright side, being in custody, well, they probably aren't running any more tests on him, and he's being isolated otherwise, which I'm pretty sure Agent Crumpet has to appreciate. If Agent J. Crumpet was released into the public, can you imagine what that would be like? You know, say the Foundation has some sort of collective brain stroke and they release Agent Crumpet into a busy shopping mall. What a cruel thing to do to him. He's just going to start puking, vomiting, snorting out all sorts of food and beverages, horrifying everyone involved, and surely being a bit paralytic, struggling to breathe, in fact. That would be awful. I understand correctly that Manic is entering the raffle as well. Manic has been marked as entering the raffle. Dragon Fire Assault has requested SP1762, and that's what I'll go to next, now that we do have a request to that end. 1 second, please. Ah, here there were dragons, which is, of course, relevant to the game. Aha, there we go. Thank you, Malice. Malice is now registered for the game. Numbers will be, by the way, rolled in turn of when someone properly signed up for it. So, Malice is added to the roll. Thus far, we have Harem, Arketer, JTW, Manic, Malice, in that order. We'll be doing the raffle just a little bit close towards the end of the stream. And towards the end of the stream, just before I shut down, I would like to remind all other YouTube creators who happen to be watching this that you're free to promote your own stuff at that point. Not now, though. At the end. It's just a matter of courtesy. SCP-1762, object class was safe, now neutralized. SCP-1762 is held in a standard containment unit at site redacted. During the periods when SCP-1762 releases SCP-17622, video logs are to be recorded for future research. Although instances of SCP-17622 have been deemed harmless, they should not be allowed to exit their containment unit. Description: SCP-1762 is a plain cardboard box that is 32 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 26 centimeters. It is spray-painted silver on the interior and exterior, and the words "Here be dragons" are handwritten in black permanent marker on the lid of the container. Opening the lid of SCP-17621 when it is not in the process of release reveals it to be empty. SCP-17621 will infrequently open and initiate the release of SCP-17622. During this time, the box will briefly emit a large amount of black smoke that quickly dissipates. It takes an average of 20 seconds for SCP-17622 to emerge after the smoke clears. SCP-17622 is the collective term applied to the beings that emerge from SCP-17621. All instances of SCP-17622 bear resemblance to various types of dragons, both Eastern and Western depictions, albeit in forms similar to that of origami models. Analysis of SCP-17622 reveals they are composed of kami paper. after exiting SCP-17621, instances of SCP-17622 will fly together in large groups and interact playfully with any nearby personnel and each other. SCP-17622 vary in length from 9 to 30 centimeters and all are capable of sustained flight once they exit SCP-17621 and have been recorded retaining speeds of up to 15 kilometers per hour. The number of SCP-17622 varies with each opening of SCP-17621, with numbers ranging from 50 to over 400. Or at least this was the case. Bit of a sad one, this. Spoilers. After approximately 2 to 3 hours of time spent outside of SCP-17621, all instances of SCP-17622 return and fly back into SCP-17621. During this time, SCP-17621 will once again begin emitting smoke, and instances of SCP-17622 will vanish after passing the rim of SCP-17621. SCP-17621 closes once all SCP-17622 have returned to it. The next date of release is inconsistent. A message written or carved into a varying material will sometimes materialize on top of SCP-17621's lid once the box retrieves all instances of SCP-17622. Attempts to send messages or recording devices back with SCP-17622 have provided negative results. These documents and their appropriate dates of appearance are being compiled and recorded. Addendum 17621. On a redacted date, SCP-17621 began to undergo a series of events that lasted 11 months and 28 days. These events, as well as prior incidents that led up to the beginning of the scenario, have now been classified under the title The Jabberwocky Event. Greetings in chat to Lippy. Oh, say Lippy, we're raffling off a game. I'll play the trailer again if you want to join in. It's a good one. Competition stiff. It's very promising. And it's extremely SCP-y because it's SCP secret files. But in any case. Addendum 17622. This is, by the way, one of the many instances of red links dramatically increasing the length of a given SCP file that has filled me with a certain anxiety regarding clicking on red links. Nevertheless, document 17621, dated obtained, redacted 2004. This is the first recorded instance of SCP-17621 opening while contained at site redacted. You have found us. Thank you. It has been so long since we last saw each other. Friends, the peace has been upheld. The giants and behemoths have kept their word and have not caused any trouble since you last came and gave the order. We missed your company. How's your family been? Do you still know how to work your room? You're welcome to visit any time. Document 17624, date obtained, also redacted in 2004. It's strange to see how much your world has changed. It's even stranger to see how we now appear in this place. In fantasy, we are much bigger. Or maybe you've grown taller. Fantasy is still the same. We hope you can visit us like you used to. Though our room is as grand as ever, it appears yours has, shrunken. We do not understand. The rooms were supposed to be maintained, as was our agreement. Please restore the belief. Document 17626, date obtained in 2005. Only 20 instances of SCP-17622 appeared during this event. Said instances did not lift off and instead walked slowly on the floor for the whole period they were out of SCP-17621. Friends, we apologize for our few numbers. We have had to remain in fantasy for quite some time. The others are growing impatient. We are trying to keep the peace, but please, for all of our happiness, repair the room quickly. We know you are trying. Your family is the most imaginative of us all. Document 17621-4. Date obtained and redacted here. Along with instances of SCP-1762 appearing, 3 balls of yellow crumpled construction paper were expelled from SCP-17621. These pieces were observed to shake violently for 5 seconds and then ceased all further movement. They were picked up by 17622 and returned to SCP-17621. The giants were foolish. Your room was not ready to accept them yet. We're sorry. friends. We hope that we can still see you, but time is growing short for our happiness. Document 1762-15, date obtained, redacted. 5 instances of SCP-1762 emerged, carrying said document. They immediately returned to SCP-17621 after pausing to the floor. Tensions are rising. Fantasy is becoming darker. We, the serpents and the hybrids, are furiously trying to hold them back, but the giants and elves wish to strike and make an entrance. They say that your family has grown stupid and ignorant. We hope this is untrue. It would sadden us greatly to know that you have forgotten. Document 1762-16, date obtained, redacted. A single red instance of SCP-1762 emerged from SCP-1761. Its wings were torn, and it was noticeably crumpled. It collapsed onto the floor 1 minute later and did not move again. Upon its expiration, the body of SCP-17622 rapidly unfolded and revealed a message written on the white side of the paper. War. Goodbye, friends. We're up to 16 likes. Well, this is quite the interesting result. Very much appreciated, everyone. And greetings in chat to Kefki and anyone else who is just lurking. Kefki, we're rattling off an excellent game. I'll be playing the trailer for it again at the end of this SCP. Moving on. 2 hours later, SCP-17621 opened and emitted flames that reached 2 meters in height and temperatures of 1,700 degrees centigrade. Sounds of distant roaring were heard from within SCP-17621 at 2000 hours. A large amount of torn paper pieces and paper balls were ejected from SCP-17621. Several damaged SCP-17622 were also expelled and were deemed deceased upon examination. SCP-17621 continued to sporadically open and close for the next 6 weeks. During this time, it continued to emit fire as the amount of paper discharged from it steadily decreased. Matter resembling muscle and tissue was continuously expelled from SCP-17621 at increasing frequency. SCP-17621 remained closed and inactive for the next 7 months. Document 176217, date obtained, redacted. This document was discovered lying inside the interior of SCP-17621. It was written on parchment, and many of the words have been blurred or stained with blood. Are you still out there, friends? We miss you dearly. Fantasy is no longer safe. Our haven, your beautiful creation, is gone. The giants are dead. The centaurs are dead. The birds have fled. We are going to bury your room. We cannot risk hurting you. This is our goodbye. Maybe one day your family could build another room. This may be a hollow hope, but we will cherish this thought. 1 hour later, SCP-17621 began to shake and emit smoke for 15 minutes, after which it began to sag and collapse. Several portions of the box began to char and tear, creating small burn holes throughout. The words, "Here be dragons," on the lid of the box were burned away. Document 176218, date obtained, redacted. This is the final message obtained from SCP-17621. It was written in ink on a papyrus scroll, and also depicted a scene of a painted mountainous landscape filled with large trees and waterfalls. A single winged dragon can be seen in the background. It appears to be flying away. The message is written in black ink in the bottom right-hand corner, which I could probably use as a stable diffusion prompt. I might just. Moving on. Master says that we won't see you again. We are sad. So are the remaining others. We once filled each other's heads with dreams and goals. It is so sad that we cannot share them any longer. Master says we have to go. He says that he will make us a new fantasy. He says you cannot be part of it. We are sad. We love you. We will not forget you. We are scared. Will you forget us? Upon removal of document 176218, salt water began to leak from SCP-17621, and the burn marks that covered the container began to disappear. 3 minutes later, SCP-17621 had been restored to its original state. the words, "Here be dragons," were replaced with the words, "Here were dragons." The Jabberwocky event is declared concluded with this occurrence. Addendum: since the end of the Jabberwocky event, SCP-17621 has shown no further anomalous properties and has been declared neutralized. SCP-17621 and 3 deceased instances of SCP-17622 now reside in researcher Yoshihiro Takanaka's office for commemorative purposes. Yeah, that's a sad one. Addendum: after nearly 8 years of inactivity, researcher Takanaka reported SCP-17621 began emitting purple smoke and spontaneously opened at 2300 hours, falling to the floor. It dislodged a single chunk of crystal, later identified as amethyst, and a large leather-bound book. The contents of this book appear to be detailed various species that once lived within the world of SCP-17622, though from what the author has written, all organisms mentioned are likely extinct. The book is now classified as 1762-BOL1. The amethyst crystal had the following words carved into it: "One last time." After failing, SCP-1762 continuously emitted smoke for the next 40 minutes before ceasing all activity. Upon trying to pick up SCP-17621, Takanaka reported that the box proceeded to disintegrate upon touching it. Its remains are now kept in a containment capsule in his office. Well, there were dragons. So, I'm personally chalking this one up to not an asshole wizard. I think this is probably some kid wizard who inadvertently made this thing and just didn't take responsibility for it. You know, they don't bother to articulate how this came into custody of the Foundation. I wonder, did they raid like some wizard's house and this was just hanging out in the closet there? Is that it? I'm sure someone has theory crafted this before. In any case, I'm going to play the trailer for SCP Secret Files one more time. If this game appeals to you, it's not too late to join the raffle.
What you're about to witness is
The game
top
might well
secret
answer that.
information of the Foundation.
Since this is my first real SCP project, you got any advice for me?
Keep your head clear and follow orders. I hope it works out for you, Carl. Good luck.
Close eyes. Imagine.
It is critical that we find that black box. We need to know what happened at Pony Station.
What the hell is going on here?
What are you, Carl?
Sorry?
What are you, Carl?
Earthquake warning! Magnitude 6.2! A massive earthquake is hitting our town!
Jason Carter is a death row inmate. D503 heard the call, but then he encountered an incident.
SCP-239 is now a ticking time bomb. She could go off at any moment.
When you feel scared, just close your eyes.
I don't trust that thing,
What the hell is that?
Where is the black box?
Looks like something bad happened here.
I'm Carl Ostensibly. This is way beyond anything I imagined.
If you encounter an anomaly, run, because that's the only thing you can do. Welcome to the Foundation, rookies.
Did anyone else want to join the raffle for the game that you just saw here? It looks like a good one to me. Greetings in chat, Nexus Hunter, and yeah, that's about it. I think we have enough time for another SCP. If there's another quest, feel free to make it. Otherwise, I do have the backup lined up just in case. We're up to 19 likes, which hasn't happened in quite some time. Thank you all your support in this fashion means a lot to me, truly. And again, I do hope that you're all will have a fantastic Thanksgiving. So, again, pro tip, needing the proteins, the animal proteins, that's where the good stuff is. More filling, and also will have less ill effects for just about anyone later. Although, if you should happen to have access to any fantastic pies, please do indulge. For me, I have to avoid sugars and excessive carbs, but especially sugars. Must. Even on events such as this, if I would like to remain functional for the remainder of the month, and I would. Okay, Nexus is joining in. That's Haven, myself, JTRW, Manic, Malice, and Nexus all taking part in the raffle. Did anyone else have a suggestion for SCP? We'll need to get into it pretty quick if that's desired. Proteins mean no place? I don't think so. But it's why to say protein is something that people need more of. Okay, we don't have time to hope for more guesses. Moving on to SCP-5031. Special alert, July 2023. This document has been targeted by malicious parasitic anomaly. And, spoiler alert, later numbers of SCP files tend to get a bit obnoxious in some ways, and this way I think they're getting rather obnoxious. Any documents or media which imply a link between SCP-5031 and the film Spirited Away have been contaminated by a predatory cognitohazard and must be avoided at all costs. Perceiving a link between SCP-5031 and the film Spirited Away is a sign of acute mental degradation. Perceiving any similarities between SCP-5031 and the character No Face indicates potentially irreversible brain damage. It's a bit... It sounds like someone wrote this SCP, someone else said, well, that sounds like No Face from Spirited Away, and they just thought, well, what if I say that they're suffering brain damage if they make that correlation in the SCP file? Or, you know, I suppose we'll pretend Kefki is now in the raffle, or SCP Secret Files. This would be quite the role, really. Protein means utopia. Still. If you, a colleague, or a loved one has been infected, please file a report at your nearest Foundation Wellness Center. Affected individuals are advised to rinse their eyes thoroughly with saline solution and avoid human contact until symptoms abate. A safe version of this document in video format may be viewed here. It's a YouTube link. We're not doing that. Note, file under review, the document has been flagged for possible methodological issues. Please be aware that the following information is subject to change and may contain inaccuracies. Item SCP-5031, object class was Arketer. Special containment procedures. SCP-5031 is to be contained in an airtight iron cell in Biosite 59. The structure must be inspected for imperfection on a bi-weekly basis. No other interaction necessary. Description: SCP-5031 is a non-sapient, quasi-humanoid creature of unknown origins. When directly observed, SCP-5031 will temporarily cease to exist until the viewer stops observing the space that SCP-5031 formerly occupied. Traces of existence, for example, scratch marks, blood trails, continue to exist even when SCP-5031 does not. Video and photography devices do not capture SCP-5031's appearance. However, observing SCP-5031's shadow does not cause a cessation of existence, allowing certain physical traits to be inferred from its silhouette. It has an abnormally small head with no discernible neck. Its elbows branch into 3 sets of lower arms each. It has an elongated torso of approximately 1.9 meters in length, presumably for extra digestive capacity. Its pelvis terminates in a crescent-shaped protrusion of osseous tissue with a blade-like lower edge. it levitates above the ground at a fixed height of 0.5 meters. While SCP-5031 has no nutritional needs, it will nevertheless hunt and consume any human or animal it encounters by using its pendulous lower body to down targets. SCP-5031 does not sleep and is incapable of expression or verbal communication. Up to 20 likes. Impressive. I had no idea there was such a rich Thanksgiving audience. Well, it's appreciated in any case. Addendum. As of 14/02/2018, senior researcher Stanley Huxtable is now acting in the role of HMCL supervisor for SCP-5031. The following is a selection of relevant correspondences from S.R. Huxtable to Site Director Youssef Mustafi, elucidating research progress. 14/02/2018. I have no idea who wrote this, but there's a lot I'd like to say to them. I'm not a fan of abandoning a living creature inside a metal box for 10 years, no matter how pragmatic it may be. It's difficult to fathom that such things were considered a norm a decade ago. Have you ever heard of something scream from behind 10 inches of iron for hours on end? When I do my redraft, remind me to add anomalous resistance to hoarseness somewhere in the description. Could you work your magic and get the boys to retrofit the containment cube with an aperture and security vestibule? I'd like to run some tests that require exposing SCP-5031 to certain stimuli. 08/03/2018, Round 1 Tests. Sound Summary. Forward. Installed speakers in the containment vestibule and played various albums of natural ambience and popular music. SCP-5031's propensity for screaming worked as a convenient way to measure its stress levels. 100% would be considered its typical screaming volume and duration over 48 hours, and 0% would be no screaming at all. Selection: Morning Forest Ambience. Stress level: 43%. Seaside Paradise Ambience. Stress levels: 48%. Deep Grotto Ambience. Stress level: 62%. Best of Mozart. Stress level: 13%. Best of Enya. Stress level: 18%. The Best of Ben Folds. Stress level: 6%. The Best of Jethro Tull. 59%. The Best of Kiss. 23%. Afterward, efficacy of music for stress reduction gradually decreases over time. I have assembled a playlist of SCP-5031's favorite music to play shuffle on its enclosure in perpetuity. Stress levels consistently remain in the 15 to 25% range. Baseline adjusted accordingly. Round 2 Tests. Play. Summary. Test: threw softball into enclosure. Result: SCP-5031 sliced the ball in two. Test: tossed a basketball in the enclosure. SCP-5031 sliced the ball open. Test: rolled a bowling ball into the enclosure. SCP-5031 scratched a couple grooves into the ball, then rolled the ball around in the enclosure with the blunt end of its tail for 20 minutes. Stress levels remained less than 60% after play. Rolled another bowling ball into the enclosure. SCP-5031 used the blunt end of its tail to hit the balls together for a while. Stress levels remained around 40% after play. Under 40%. Bowling ball chipped and would no longer roll properly unplanned. Stress levels increased to 115%. Replacement bowling ball provided. Stress levels fell back to 40%. Tossed basketball into the enclosure. SCP-5031 picked up and played with the ball. Stress levels remain less than 20% after play. Afterward, SCP-5031 began to use its hands to play with the basketballs, possibly to avoid accidentally damaging it. Motor skill comparable to that of a toddler, SCP-5031 still prefers bowling ball for kicking. Love gun. I'm going to assume that's a song title and think no further about it. 05/04/2018, Round 3 Tests. Food. Summary. SCP-5031 was given the choice between two potential food sources, placed at opposite ends of the enclosure. Choices: a human corpse or a pig carcass. It chose the pig carcass. A pig carcass or a chicken carcass. It chose the pig carcass. Pig carcass or rotisserie chicken. It chooses rotisserie chicken. Chicken carcass, rotisserie chicken. It chooses rotisserie chicken. Live chicken, rotisserie chicken. It chooses the rotisserie chicken. Roasted turkey or rotisserie chicken, neither, and it was presumed sated. Afterwards, while it's true that SCP-5031 doesn't necessarily need to eat, feeding it regularly has caused a marked decrease in its average stress levels. Stress reduction seems to scale proportionally with the quality of the food provided. Also of note is that SCP-5031 prefers to use its tail to pry and cut meat into bite-sized portions, rather than rip the meat into chunks with its teeth or hands. 12/04/2018, Round 4 Tests, Coexistence Summary. Test 1. SCP-5034 fed until sated. Live subject, common chicken, introduced to enclosure. Result: SCP-5031 observed the subject from distance for several minutes and then rolled a bowling ball toward the subject at high speed. The subject was killed instantly. SCP-5034 stress levels rose immediately and drastically. Test 2. Bowling balls removed from enclosure. SCP-5031 fed until sated. Live subject, common chicken, introduced to enclosure. SCP-5031 gently rolled a basketball toward subject. Ball hit subject slightly. Subject responded with a small cry and moved away. SCP-5031 did not engage with subject any further. Test 3. SCP-5031 fed until sated. Live subject, Class D, blindfolded, introduced to enclosure, and instructed to sit and roll basketball forward. Then wait until it came back and rolled away again. Subject in SCP-5031 successfully rolled ball back and forth for several minutes. SCP-5031 eventually abandoned the activity and approached subject. Per safety protocols, subject removed their blindfold to terminate the activity. Test 4. SCP-5031 fed until sated. Live subject, Class D, introduced to the enclosure and instructed to toss a tennis ball at the wall, let it ricochet behind them, and then catch and repeat. Result: SCP-5031 stood behind the subject and successfully engaged in a game of catch, mimicking subject's action of letting ball ricochet against the wall. Afterward, SCP-5031's motor skills appear to be rapidly improving. Oh, I am getting incredibly hungry at this regular mention of rotisserie chicken and turkey. Fortunately, I'll be able to do something like that later, as I can only hope we all can. 16/05/2018, Round 5 Tests. Symbols. Forward, 5 LCD displays were fit into the wall of SCP-5031's enclosure, each with a lit button and a food dispenser underneath. Test 1. 2 stations activated. Screen 1 displayed the image of a rock. Its button dispensed rocks. Screen 2 displayed the image of a rotisserie chicken. Its button dispensed pieces of chicken. SCP-5031 poked at the image of chicken for a few minutes and eventually hit the button. Chicken was dispensed until SCP-5031 was satisfied. Test 2. Screen displays and materials were swapped. SCP-5031 hit the button it hit previous day and received a rock. It then went to the other screen and hit the button to dispense chicken. Test 3. Screen displays and materials dispensed were swapped back to the original position and set to swap again at random intervals after first distribution. Result: SCP-5031 went directly to the button next to the image of a chicken, experienced apparent confusion after the first mid-distribution swap, but quickly learned to watch the images. Test 4. 3 more stations, screens, buttons, and dispensers were activated. 4 stations displayed the word rock and dispensed rocks. 1 station displayed the word chicken and dispensed chicken. Arranged, set to change randomly several times over the following days. Through trial and error, SCP-5031 determined which station dispensed chicken. SCP-5031 subsequently went to the station marked chicken whenever displays were swapped. Test 5. All stations deactivated except 1. Screen displayed the word chicken. 7 wood blocks were set in front of the station, each marked with one of the letters in the word chicken. The station's button was set to remain unlit and inactive until the blocks were arranged in the correct order. Result: SCP-5031 expressed apparent frustration, hitting the inactive button repeatedly and striking the wall with its tail. Test 6, same as previous test, but screen displayed the word chicken with each letter overlaid on a photo of a wood block. After 12 minutes, SCP-5031 successfully assembled the word chicken. Apparently it can learn language. Yusuf. Round 6 test vocabulary. Results. SCP-5031 has learned to use letterbox to form the following words: chicken, turkey, pork, tofu, beef, bread, more salt, more pepper, more cooked. Music: Mozart, Enya, Ben Folds, Forest, Seaside, White Noise, more volume, less volume, silence. Play: basketball, bowling ball, tennis ball, cat, dog, human, Robert, Stanley, alone. The D class was apparently named Robert. Oh yes, I hope you have fun time, Tutor. I hope you do stick around until the raffle is done, but I suppose I can always DM you the Steam key, depending on the win. Hopefully I'll be through this SP shortly, we'll have the raffle, and we'll start winding things down. Afterward, though it increases vocabulary and human interactions, SCP-5031 has made the following. Through its increased vocabulary and human interaction, SCP-5031 has made the following progress: established food preferences and dish pairings, learn to sing, non-verbally, learn to juggle. Six-handed juggling is something to behold. Well, probably. Round 7 tests, activities, summary. Test 1, introduced table, paper, and crayons to the enclosure. Live subject, Robert, instructed to demonstrate drawing for SCP-5031. Result, SCP-5031 learned to draw. The certain objects subject in its artworks include Robert, SCP-5031, a rotisserie chicken, a cat, and myself. Test 2, introduced piano into the enclosure. Live subject, Robert, instructed to play chopsticks blindfolded, invite SCP-5031 to play along. Subject had time to practice beforehand. Result, SCP-5031 learned chopsticks in 2 days, though it appeared more interested in making its own original music, complete with vocals. These compositions might be considered crude by human standards. Test 3. Introduced a spice rack into the enclosure. Live subject, Robert, instructed to demonstrate seasoning meats. Result, SCP-5031 spent almost 3 straight days experimenting with different combinations of foods and spices. SCP-5031 assembled the words more, more, more with its letter blocks after running out of garlic powder. Afterward, SCP-5031 only engages with art and music when accompanied by Robert, but it continues to be preoccupied with food preparation even when alone. Round 8 tests, cooking. Result. Forward, basic kitchen utensils were installed in the enclosure. Robert instructed to demonstrate preparation of various recipes. Recipes learned: quesadilla, taco, hamburger, fried rice, Mongolian beef, spicy chicken curry, chocolate chip cookies, sponge cake with buttercream, fudge, clam chowder, steak, macaroons, chicken adobo, smoked salmon, and profiteroles. I'm actually not sure how to say that. I've never had that myself. In any case. Afterward, SCP-5031 has a severe peanut allergy that should be included in the revised containment procedures. I would also like to note that SCP-5031 is now a better chef than the average human and has begun to create its own recipes. Robert has volunteered to taste test. 30/06/2019, SCP-5031 has said its first word, salt. We are all immensely proud. 29/11/2019, final test summary. SCP-5031 was given 2 months to develop a 3-course meal to serve at the Biosite 59 cafeteria for personnel working over Thanksgiving. Its selections were as follows. First course, sweet potato turmeric miso soup. Second course, duck confit with apple cider glaze and cranberry compote topping, paired with butternut squash gnocchi on a bed of kale, seasoned with truffle salt. Third course, a slice of spiced cassava pie, topped with French vanilla ice cream, and a maple hazelnut syrup. Yeah, I'm absolutely starving at this point, Ganon. That was good. SCP-5031 also debuted its original composition, Piano Sonata for 6 Hands, in a live performance broadcast from its enclosure. Personnel response was overwhelmingly positive. SCP-5031 stress levels at 0%. Testing successfully included. Revised documentation submitted for approval. So, it made Thanksgiving dinner. That's how it's thematic to Thanksgiving. That's why I chose this one as a backup. There you go. And I guess hopefully I've helped fix any damage to appetites done by the most unfortunate cornucopia that I started with in this stream. You're welcome. It's now time for the raffle. And of course, at the end that if any creators want to promote their own channels and their own content, you probably have a wrench to do so and are free to do so as of now. But first, random.org. If you are unfamiliar with my game raffles that I've done in the past, it's going to work the same way as those, which is to say we use random.org right here to determine who wins the game via cosmic background radiation. Science. First, we roll for Haven. Highest number wins. Haven has rolled a 2. The number 2. It's not looking very good for Haven. This game looks so good to me, I decided into the raffle. I have to roll twice, and both numbers have to be higher than what anyone else gets. So let's see how the luck's rolling for me, shall we? My first number is 99. That's a very good number. Note, I cannot rig this game in my favor. And if I'm pretty sure I would have won just now if I didn't actually rig the game out of my favor. My next number must be 99 or higher. My second number is 48. So if anyone rolls higher than 48, I lose. Next up, the number for JTRW. JTRW has rolled 39. JTRW is not getting this game. Sympathies JTRW and Haven. Manic has rolled 85, which means that he's presently in the lead to win the raffle. Next up, Malice. Malice's number is 67. Malice will not be getting the game, sorry. But you have lots of people to commiserate with. Next up, 62 for Nexus Hunter. And finally, Kefki. We're rolling your number now. If it is higher than 85, you won the game. You would have ripped it straight from Manic's hands. This has not happened, though, as you rolled a 37. And we are done. Congratulations, Manic Idiot. You have won SCP Secret Files. I will get the Steam key to you very shortly. We are slightly into overtime, but only slightly. And I'm fine with that. I would like to wish you all a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I hope it all goes very smoothly, minimal stress, and lots of absolutely delicious food that I can't have for the most part myself. So you better all be enjoying apple pie somewhere. Because that was my favorite. Tomorrow, on the streaming service that starts with an R and rhymes with Bumble, will be the next Solitary Fineman show. Highly recommend tuning in if you haven't already. If you are wondering when that show is and you have access to the Volunteer Reserve Discord server, well, I'll be announcing it in general. I'm the only person who's allowed to promote their streams in general, because it's my server. It's one bit of autocratic privilege I allow myself. So please do tune in, where I will be burning off a Thanksgiving meal that I may or may not be enjoying next. Thank you all for watching. So long as progress continues, success is... Dragonath, aren't you already on this? You know what, just to make sure, I'm going to put in a link for the Archeter's Volunteer Reserve Discord server. Just to make sure everyone potentially has access. And again, YouTube creators, this is a excellent time to promote your own stuff. The link just posted to chat is the link to the Arketer Labs Volunteer Reserve Discord server. If you're not already there, you probably should be. It simplifies a lot of things. All right. Okay, that's it. We're done. Until next time, so long as progress continues, success is inevitable. Ostensibly. I mean, it can be put off. Reset, if you will. EMPs, nuclear fallout, things like that. But barring that, things are just looking up all the time. Okay, bye.